Well, I'm exposing my knees today because, amazingly, it's warm and the sun is out. So after I've unboxed these Doctor Who items, I'll be sunning myself and turning a healthy shade of lobster pink. I'm also doing another video at the same time, well, not at the same time, sort of. Currently, I am making a video for iBasic on retro brighting. If you don't know what retro brighting is, it's basically where you turn a discoloured plastic that's aged and changed colour, you turn it back into the original colour. So I'm trying it with some Hoover parts. So if that all goes well, you'll be seeing the results on my other channel if you're interested. Right, now, this is just a random unboxing. As I said on my 1,000 subscriber video, and thanks to everyone who commented on that, Dandelion and Burdock. I said I'd be doing some random unboxings that I wouldn't do on my main channel. And here it is. Some random unboxings. Now, I'm a collector. I don't consider myself a hoarder. Oh, they've been opened. Oh well. I don't consider myself a hoarder. A collector of useful things. So, apart from my main collection, I've also got other collections, which includes Doctor Who. And I got into Doctor Who when it came back. I wasn't really into it before then. I just remember Tom Baker. He was the first Doctor Who I remember, but I didn't really watch it. It was on the TV and I didn't like it, and I hid behind the sofa, I think. But when it came back, whenever that was, with Christopher Eccleston, I started watching it, and Mark and I watched it together. It was our early days of relationship and I was on my best behaviour, so we watched it together on a Saturday and I got into it and really liked it, like the whole first series. And then when David Tennant came in, I thought, oh, I don't like him, but I persevered and then I liked him better. So from Eccleston to Tennant, I watched the Doctor Who's, all of them, enjoyed them. But then when David Tennant left, I tried a couple of that new bloke, whatever his name was, can't even remember. I didn't like him. And then I didn't like the old man that they have after him as well. And now they've got a woman. So I lost interest in Doctor Who. But when I was interested, I was collecting Doctor Who merchandise. Mainly figures. So I must have about 50 odd figures. Mainly from series 1 and 2. I only got them because a lot of them I got from Asda because they had an offer where you could buy 3 packs for £9. Plus I also got discount. And for some reason Asda didn't highlight that offer. And I didn't tell anyone because I thought, well, the more that there's left, the more there is for me to buy. So I kept stum and ended up buying quite a lot at a discount price. These are from eBay. I didn't realise, it didn't say they had been opened, which of course none of mine have been opened, but these have been. Anyway, so this is, I can't remember the episode. Anyway, Doctor Who fans will be able to tell me. This is a destroyed Cassandra. She was in an episode, and again, I don't know what it was called, but she was voiced by Zoe Wanamaker, I believe. And basically, she was basically just some skin stretched on a frame, and she had to be moisturised all the time, or she'd dry up and pop. Anyway, she did eventually pop. And this is the empty frame that was left. So that's one of the items. This one, I don't know if it's been opened. I don't think this one, the packaging isn't very good. You see, with collectibles, it's all about mint packaging and unopened. I'm just going to, before I keep showing you this, it's the lights, look. I'm trying to get you to so you can see, but the lights are affecting this, so I'm just going to readjust the lighting. Well, I hope that's a little bit better. I've moved the lights. It is a sunny, bright day, but I still need to use lights when I'm filming indoors. But yeah, there's still reflection. I can't avoid that. Anyway, this is a character called Toby Z. Is he unpossessed? Yes, I remember the episode. He got covered in some sort of graffiti for some reason. He was possessed by something. I can't remember the ins and outs of it. But that, I think, hasn't been out of its packaging. But the packaging is a little bit worn. It's from Series 2. So I think, yes, the Series 2 is the David Tennant era. Because I think Christopher Eccleston only stayed for one series. So there we go. That's Toby Z. And speaking of David Tennant, or I believe Rose, the character the lady, Billie Piper, she referred to him, I heard her say this in an interview, so I'm not lying. She referred to him as David Tennant. I don't know why. Why she would call it, why David Tennant? Comment below if you can understand why instead of Tennant. I mean, Tennant and 10 inch, it sounds a bit similar, but why? What would he have that would be 10 inches? Can't think. But anyway, this is the 10th Doctor, and he comes with portable wire set, which is just this. I don't know if this was from the episode. There was an episode with Maureen Lipman, who I do think is a lovely actress, and there was an episode that was sort of involved around television, and I think the Crystal Palace, where TV was first. I think TV first was broadcast from Crystal Palace, the first BBC broadcast, or was it Alexandra Palace? I think it was Crystal Palace. Comment below. I'm not that up on TV history, but anyway. So this is David in his trench coat, and he's got glasses on. There was loads of different variants. I've got several of David Tennant's Doctor with other accessories. I think I've got one with the adipose. Remember those little adipose? That was a good episode with what's her name? Raquel from Coronation Street was in that. What's the actress's name? Oh, she was in Happy Valley as well. It was filmed around where I live. Sarah Lancashire. Thank you, brain. It eventually caught up. So anyway, they're showing some other characters you could get. This is the sort of the earlier packaging. The later packaging didn't have this cardboard in. It's all plastic, which is not environmentally very friendly, is it? But it does mean that being all plastic, it doesn't deteriorate like the cardboard backing on these ones. So that's 3. I think all these cost me £10, which isn't bad. This one looks sealed. This is the editor. Can you just see? No, the face recognition's flashing. That's played by, is it Simon Pegg? Is that his name? He was in that comedy called Spaced with Cheryl from Royal Family. So he's the editor. I'm getting him confused. I'm not sure what he was actually. Oh, was this from series 1? I can't remember what his character did. I was thinking of the other bloke, the Master, played by another actor. But no, this is a different character. So that seems sealed. And finally, well, speaking of the first Doctor, this one does look like it's unopened, but again, it's suffered a little bit packaging wear. This is Christopher Eccleston, who just survived one series, the 9th Doctor, and he's got the Auton arm, Auton Mickey head, and anti-plastic bomb. So that's Mickey. If you can just see his head, he was a young character that sort of teamed up with Rose in the first series. And I believe, was this the episode where some shop dummies came to life or something? I think that's what happened with that. That doesn't look anything like him. Don't know if we can see that. But he's got a black outfit on there. He was a little bit more northern, wasn't he? Whereas old David Tennant was more of a southern, although he's Scottish in real life, David Tennant, but he had more of a sort of a London type accent, I would say. So there we go. These are made by a company called Character. Obviously they'll be manufactured in China, I expect. So I won't be able to show you a lot of Doctor Who stuff because it's all stored at my mum's house. And there is a fair bit of it. And I say that it mainly consists of figures like this, but I do have other things. I do have several sonic screwdrivers, various different versions of sonic screwdriver and TARDISes. I've got Daleks. I think I've got some board games, little electronic games, all sorts of things. Because I collected them at the time because I liked those series, but also I collected them as a possible investment. You never know if they're kept mint and you keep them for long enough. Even mass market things can become rare. One particular example I remember buying when I was, I wasn't even a teen, I was still buying toys, but I was still getting pocket money, so I lived in East Grinstead. And it was this little sort of knockoff figure. It was a big, it's Action Man or G.I. Joe sized figure called Mutant, or it was either a cyborg or a mutant, and I think it was made by a company called Dennis Fisher. and it was basically just a see-through Android type robot with a gold colour brain that you could see, and it did things. And I got that from the local market in East Grinstead. And now if you've got any one of those, especially if it's in the box, they go for hundreds of pounds. And I bought it from a market. Obviously I didn't keep it. I won't buy one now. I'm not paying that sort of money. So even stuff that's commonly available, it can be worth money if you keep it long enough. One example of something I bought not that long ago was from the spin-off series Sarah Jane Adventures, starring Elizabeth Sladen, who sadly passed away. She was one of Doctor Who's earlier sidekicks. I think she was with the K9, you know, the K9 robotic dog. She was in that. I remember her anyway from earlier Doctor Who. So she had a sort of children's spin-off, which is quite good. And Home Bargains in the UK, sort of a discount store that sells stuff for the home and toiletries and cleaning products and gardening things. They had some Sarah Jane Adventures figures, and she had her little thing. Instead of a sonic screwdriver, she had a sonic lipstick, and you could get that in a pack with a watch, and I think I got a few of those for £2.99 each. The last I saw they were selling for new, unopened, up to £60 to £70. So I've got a couple of that. I did sell one. So I already, you know, I'm still keeping one, but I made, you know, straight away, within less than a year, I made a big profit on that for some reason. So, you know, it's luck of the draw. You can buy loads of stuff and it's not worth anything, but if you get the same, you know, I think there's odd figures of these that are quite rare as well. For some reason, they didn't make so many of them. So some of them they made absolutely, like this, I don't expect this will earn very much, the Destroyed Cassandra. But there are certain versions of these figures that for some reason they are worth a lot more money. So, you know, the thing is, if you do collect anything, collect them because you like them. But make sure you store them like better than these. These obviously have not been stored very well. They're still new inside, but this will detract from the value because the packaging on the back isn't in great condition. But all these cost me £10. That's not bad. I could probably make my money, well, I could easily double my money on these now, but of course this is for long-term storage. Anyway, so that's some Doctor Who stuff. As I said, I will try and show you more Doctor Who stuff and other collections, but they're all at my mum's house, so it's difficult to show you stuff that's stored there, because it's basically there for long-term storage. It's not really stored so I can get at it easily. It's just there out of the way. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed looking at these Doctor Who figures. If you like Doctor Who, give me a thumb up. And there'll be more random unboxings coming up, of course. More stuff and nonsense and bits and doings from my channel. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.